All right, welcome back to Real Talk with Ronnie. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ronald Lynn, host of your great show. It is November 20th, 2022. Welcome back to our show. On our show tonight, we have a great guest, my good friend, Billy Prempeh, who ran for Congress in District 9 here in Jersey this past year. He was also the nominee back in 2020. And he is joining us today to give us a little autopsy on the 2022 race and what could be done better. And, we're just going to be able to just talk and freestyle about what needs to be done and how this party can move forward in the future. Joining me today, Billy Prempeh. Let's bring him on.
How's it going, Ronnie?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Always a pleasure, man.
Long time no see, right?
Yeah, it's like I didn't see you on the campaign trail.
So right now it's November 20th. It's a Sunday. We are 12 days out from election day, or we're 12 days past the election day. So
Yep.
we've had time to kind of sit down and digest and go over the results. So Billy, I want to congratulate you first of all for coming extremely close, right? I believe you were the only candidate in New Jersey for that's running for Congress who was not an incumbent, who came the closest out of all the GOP candidates, right?
Yeah, the second best
Right,
candidate that ran was Frank Pilata, who ran against Josh Gottheimer in
right.
District 5.
So aside from Tom Kaine, who actually won, you came in second, and Frank came in after you, right? So what makes your race even more it's like astonishing because your race has Patterson, Passaic, these big stronghold, Democratic cities, and you managed to come within 10 points of Bill Pascrell. I think the final tally was you got like 40 something percent, right?
44.3%.
44.3%. That's something that has never been done in District 9, correct?
Uh, Not in the past 26 years, no. It's not been done
Right.
for a Republican candidate.
So, Billy, on behalf of all of us here, or the America First, uh, Republicans, right? We thank you very much for your running and for doing such a phenomenal job. You sacrificed a lot during the past 2+ years, right, for our
Oh,
country.
three.
Oh yeah, yeah, like three, like almost 4 years, right?
Yeah, almost four.
And you came, extremely close. And it's like, if you had more help from, the state party, from the RNC, I believe you might have flipped that seat, which would have been an earthquake.
Yeah, I do believe that was the case. And I think there were numerous factors as to why we got the results that we got. I put in a tremendous amount of work. You put in a tremendous amount of work. I was out knocking doors just about every other day. I put my personal web development business or web design business on hiatus for about a year and a half. And I put a lot of my time into running this race here in the 9th District. And the thing that's unfortunate is many people within the Republican Party um, keep bringing up this. In my opinion, it's a very nonsensical notion that this is an unwinnable district. No one's ever going to win it. It's a Democrat stronghold. It's been this way for a very long time, and no one's going to change it. And these were the things that I was hearing in 2020, especially when I ran. And when I ran in 2020, the district had a plurality of a D plus 16, which means was significantly more Democrat in this area than it was this year in 2022, where it was a D plus 8. But when I ran in 2020, despite the odds that I had, I got 30% of the vote, which isn't a lot. But in terms of the amount of voters that I picked up versus the amount that Bill Pascrell's picked up, I far exceeded that. I even got more votes than any Republican that's run against him in the past 26 years by an additional 35,000+ votes. It took a tremendous amount of work. This was done during the middle of a pandemic as well. This time in 2022 was a midterm election. And despite that, we ended up with 44.5. And I don't think there's anything that I could have done differently. to win this race, other than potentially focus a little bit more on fundraising. I only did about, I think, 2 or 3 fundraisers throughout the year, and almost all of this was just straight up grassroots. Many people would ask me when I was out campaigning, whether it be from the Republican Party or even the local people, asking, what's your polling looking like? What are the polls saying? And me, honestly, I don't care about polls. I don't believe in polls. And the reason why is we saw the polls in 2020, for example. They said that Hillary Clinton in 2016, they said Hillary Clinton was going to win in a landslide, and that turned out to not be the case. And polls are just not as accurate as they used to be. This is not the political game of the early 2000s and prior. Many people fill out polls and they like to troll. They put nonsensical information or stuff that's not accurate, so you can't really go based off of that. But what you can go based off of, and this is what I was doing, a lot of candidates that I watched a lot of these races were not doing the things that I was doing, was actually going out and talking to the people and meeting the people. And by talking to people and meeting the people, I don't mean going to Republican events that Republicans are at. Like, I was going into these strongholds. I was not doing targeted door knocking and we're only going to knock Republican doors. I was knocking Republican, Democrat, Independent, God forbid a socialist or anybody else in between. I believe that during the things that have happened under the Joe Biden administration in the past 2 years, and with the leadership that the Democrat Party has displayed, everybody's feeling the pain. Everybody's feeling the wrath of bad decisions and bad policies, and many people were ready for a change. So I felt the best strategy to go forward was to meet the people where they are, and that's out on the streets. I ran this race in 2021. It's immediately after 2020's election. I announced that I'm going to run again immediately at my election day event. And the reason why I did, many people called me crazy. Even leadership within our own party at the county level would tell me straight up, hey, you should, go and run for a mayor's seat or run for a county.